If you're looking for a behind-the-scenes insight into music, you've come to the right place. Remember to subscribe to be notified of new content.
In 2016, I started this journey to finding out what goes on behind the music recorded and released by Australian singer-songwriters. I quickly learned of the struggles faced by many in this competitive industry. With the launch of ledofficial.com, I started supporting Aussie talent in promoting their music. It wasn't easy. The only guarantee I could offer my clients was that I would get the word out to media sources about their upcoming release. Some picked up community radio interviews, others gigs in live music venues. Many have told me they feel like a human jukebox when performing live, because the public seem more interested in hearing songs that they know rather than something new. 4 years later, I'm here with an independent insight into what happens behind the scenes.
This is Behind the Music with Ellie D.
Hi, I'm Migraine. I'm from the northern beaches of Sydney, New South Wales. Roughly been involved with the music scene properly since 2015. Before that, I've always played in bands from high school, primary school, things like that. And it wasn't until I graduated with a Bachelor of Music, that's when I really delved in and I was like, yeah, this isn't just something I like doing, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I always try to go through phases with my music, so I'm not always making the same thing, which is hard because I know every band or artist has to have their sound. So let's round it off and say good old rock and roll. I thought it'd be awesome when I released my music. It was really cool. Because I grew up as a kid, listening to all these great bands, and they're like, oh, you got to get a record deal. And, if you don't have a record deal, you can't put music out. And if you don't, then it's just blur. But it was cool because as soon as all these distributing platforms came out, that's when I was like, whoa, this is awesome. I can release an album, I can release a track, I can do it whenever I want, wherever I want, which is awesome. Probably trying to get it to the right people. Social media, I feel like, is taking over the world already. It's even harder because you can't really filter yourself through other things, and especially with algorithms and things like that, marketing music to people in this generation is quite hard, especially if you want to do different genres and things like that. It's almost impossible. My social platforms are a bit to be honest. They don't really add up to how many streams and things like that I'm getting on Spotify and my monthly listeners, which is quite weird because on my personal profile I'll post less, yet I have so many people following me. And then on my music profile, I'll post 3 times a day, and then only a couple of those will kind of bleed out into it. So it's really weird to figure out. So they're not as strong as what Spotify is showing me, I guess. The thing that would help a lot is being backed. A lot of artists like myself don't have managers, don't have labels, sometimes don't even have connections. So I think to help reach Aussies and listeners, I think that Australian artists, bigger ones, for instance, already established ones, should help out and collaborate with the smaller ones, because that would really, really set it off. I think that'd be an awesome idea. Imagine Guy Sebastian collaborating with someone from, I don't know, Campbelltown or something, and then it just gets the ball spinning. It doesn't have to be an album or anything like that, just one track. I get there might be different skill levels between there and different professionalisms, but that I think would really help. Just to get someone featured on playlists or an album or something like that, that could really help an artist's career. How would it help reach the globe? I would probably say being backed and supported a little bit more, because at the moment I feel like a lot of artists like myself, we're just doing it all by ourselves. We don't have a publisher, we don't have a manager, we don't have a label. We're all doing it from our house, from our school, wherever you live. That's the way we're doing it. And I feel like to help reach listeners around the globe, we need to be on playlists, we need to be shared, we need to play on radio, we need to have bigger artists, Australian artists, come down and go, hey, I'm going to help the little guy out, and feature them on a track or something like that. Sure, there's going to be a different level of skill, but fuck it, I think that'd be awesome. Collaborate with bigger Aussie artists. The message I really want to send to all my fellow Aussies is stay true to yourself. Don't change a fucking thing. You were born with this earth. You have your thoughts for a reason. Unless you're hurting other people and negatively affecting yourself, change. But apart from that, don't change. That's you. If you feel a way, that's you. You know what I mean? Don't change for anyone. If someone says you should dress like that or you shouldn't do that, sure, take their advice, but it's up to you. You're the only person that's going to put your socks on every day. Always be true to yourself and never change.
Want more? Check out the Behind the Music with Ellie D podcast, available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.